Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Chris with 7 Cups Fine Chinese Tea. This week we got in 2 brand new teas from Youle Mountain in Yunnan, sun-dried black tea and a Sheng Puer tea. I thought it would be fun to brew them up side by side, tell you guys a little bit about what makes them special, and to give you guys an idea of what they taste like. Alright, let's jump in. So first of all, both of these teas are from Youle Shan, or Youle Mountain, in Yunnan, which is one of 6 famous tea-producing mountains in Yunnan. Of those 6 mountains, Youle is the closest to Xishuangbanna city, which is an epicenter for the Puer trade. If you're familiar with Puer, I'm sure you're familiar with this city. It's also the most southern of the 6 mountains, making it more humid, a little bit more hot. The forest there is dense and diverse, with rich red soil. Teas from this area are known for being complex with a lingering finish. Alright, so let's start out with our black tea. What makes this black tea different from the other Yunnan black teas that we carry is that this one is sun-withered, similar to how Puer is sun-withered. What this means is that after these tea leaves have been picked, they're set out to rest under the sun until they're soft enough to be fried on a wok without getting damaged. Yang Guangqing is the tea master who provides us with our Youle Mountain teas. 20 years ago, he moved from the city of Chongqing to the middle of the Yunnan forest. You might think he moved there to produce Puer tea, but this was actually before Puer became popular. He moved there for his wife-to-be, Saide. Saide is a member of the Jinuo ethnic group, and by custom, Guangqing had to ask her brothers for permission to marry her. According to what Austin told me, they gave him a particularly hard time over this. But since then, Guangqing married Saide, learned to make Puer tea, and using the family's tea trees, his education, and the connections in the city that he grew up in, he was able to grow the family's tea business beyond anything they could have imagined. Now Guangqing works with his stepbrothers every day to make these very teas along with all the other teas their family company produces. Alright, now let's do the Sheng Puer. This tea is made from older growth tea trees about 100 years old, with branches about as thick as a person's arm. These trees too are grown in a forest and are largely untrimmed and untended, just kind of naturally living their lives there. These older trees have deeper roots to pull up lots of good nutrition, and they produce more mellow and sweet, complex flavor. There's also an interesting story about the Jinuo ethnic group. Most of their history and tradition is passed down through singing and spoken history, but they have a story that they used to have a written language, and that it was written on animal skins. But they were going through a particularly hard year one year, and in order to stay alive, they boiled their writing on the animal skin and ate it to survive. So they no longer have their written language, but they survive to this day. Alright, now let's get into the tasting. I've only had these each once before, so I'm going to taste them again and see if I can pick up on some more. So for the black tea, especially while I was brewing it, the smell was kind of citrusy. But now that I'm tasting it, it's more at the front. It's really strong and robust. It reminds me a little bit of an Asamaka tea, and then it fades into this really nice light sweetness that's like spring water with a little hint of like kind of apricot fruitiness. It's really nice. And then let's go ahead and taste the Sheng Puer. I've already got some in here. And the Sheng Puer has a really nice earthy bite to it at the front that fades into this really lingering sweetness that is also like apricot, or a little bit kind of like pineapple, like our Jinuo. But yeah, it has that earthy bite to it that our other Youle Sheng Puer has. It's really good. Of the two, I probably favor this one, but both of them are really nice. If you like Indian tea or English breakfast tea, you might really like this one. And if you like Sheng Puer that have a little bit of a bite, but a fruitiness and no real bitterness, you might really like this one. All right, well, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it gave you an idea of what these teas are like. If you'd like to give it a try yourself, come on down to 7 Cups here in Tucson, or you can buy this tea on our website, 7cups.com. If you've had any experience with tea from Youle or any fun experiences with Puer, please let us know in the comment section below, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Take care.